Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Another morning of high impact news. Let's see how we can navigate the market with our morning strategies. Let's get it right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so as I mentioned, we've got high impact news this morning. We've got 8:45 S&P PMI, 9 a.m. We've got PMI and U.S. factory orders. So the markets will move during those times. Definitely going to be not more alert, but I'm going to be alert of those times depending on what's going on in gold, because it's towards the end of our gold session, but it could play a factor in there. Really quickly, let's go over the trades from yesterday. Gold was a winner, 24 ticks. We got activated into the long off the second inside bar here. First inside bar we ignore because you would be using your source candle from outside of our session time. We use this inside bar and we use this first inside bar as our source. So at the bottom of here is our stop loss. That's where we get the 24 ticks. That was a very nice winner yesterday for us. In oil's been doing really well for us in March. Session 1 was a winner, 25 ticks. And session 2 was also a winner, 23 ticks. We got activated into the short in both sessions. And again, both sessions were winner. So that was actually the morning strategies yesterday had a great day. Rob reversal, as I stated yesterday, I showed you guys this trade. We took a loss here for 35 points. So now we've got to come back and Rob reversal's got to come back strong. 2 or 3 losses in a row. So we definitely need that strategy to anchor the morning strategies like it's been doing the last couple of months. But needless to say, the morning strategies have been kind of holding their own here. If we take a look at oil, we did have a drop this morning. Tried coming back, and as of right now, we're in a mini uptrend here. So we'll see how that continues. Same thing with gold. We were in a pretty strong uptrend, and then we got pretty much rejected down. And let's see here if we can get out of this range. That's gold. So gold's always on my right-hand side of my chart. Oil is on the left-hand side of my chart. If we take a look at where sorry, that's the wrong one. Take a look at where our eval sits at. We're at $50,495 with that win yesterday. So that was great for the eval account. Now, if we take a look at our levels for this morning, I've got a level up here where I don't think that price action is going to get up to, but 51.54. Next level, 51.25, 51.13. Got 2 levels pretty close to each other, 5102 and 5098. These 4 levels here are what I think is going to be in play here this morning. Take a look at the NASDAQ. And these levels I do put on my Discord as well. The link is in my description. We've got 18,340. I obviously have to do a pretty big move, but very realistic that it could make a move like that. But obviously more in play would be the 18,234 number, 18,174, 18,121, which we're pretty close to right now, and 18,044. So these are the 4 levels that I'm looking at on the NASDAQ. And on the Dow, which is the YM, then again, we've got 2 levels pretty close to each other here. This level's kind of already been touched. 38,869. We've got 38,845. Underneath that, we've got 38,749 right down here. And at the extreme top, we've got 39,101. So these, I guess, 5 levels really 4. This one's kind of already been touched into, so we'll see what kind of reaction we get here at the market open. With that being said, let me get ready for my morning trades here. I will recap all of the trades that I take and give you a recap at the end of the day. So stick around to the end of the video, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you're curious about any of my strategies, they are all linked below in the description. They're all free. My Discord is free. And again, I think out of the Discord, you get definitely a lot of value. There's a lot of pre-session stuff that I talk about, and we talk during the trades for confirmations and things like that. So hopefully we can get the day in the green. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right, so here technically is the setup for gold. I am sitting this trade out just because I know that we're right in between the 8:45 news release and the 9 a.m. news release. And I just kind of had some thoughts from that last trade last week where news came out and just completely destroyed my trade. So I unfortunately sit this trade out. Gold started off, we would have gotten activated here to the long. You do have an inside bar. It's a doji bar, but it's definitely inside bar. And like I said, we get activated to the long. It's starting to flirt with, some downward pressure from sellers. And at this point, it's just kind of positioning itself for the news release that is obviously about to hit. So in hindsight, you'll see how this trade kind of reacts here at the news. It's the reason why I kind of wanted to record it and share this with you guys, so you guys can kind of see price action and what and how news impacts even the commodities markets. So unfortunately, like I said, I was not in this trade. It was a max size trade. That source bar was a big one. So this would have been an awesome trade. Right there is news, and right there would have been full take profit. So unfortunately not in it, but that's okay.
Order canceled.
All right, so here is session 2 in oil. As you guys can see, again, my bracket orders did not come up, so I have to put them in manually. Good size trade here in oil. We get activated to the long. We had an uptrend in oil, then we had a downtrend. Obviously, you can see we've got the overnight open even above us. It had a really strong rejection the last time it went up there. So here, with that green inside bar, we obviously get activated into the long, and right from the get-go, buyers start kind of coming in on this trade, which was, that's the kind of sign that you're really looking for. It is a max trade, 37 ticks. I am only trading this with 3 micro contracts, so much smaller size. That is going to be changing soon as oil has been performing much better as of late. So I'd like to see maybe this week to see how the results are, and I might have to increase my position size back up on this one. So here we get the initial push. I start looking at where we're at in take profit, because right around that 70% mark is where I'd like to move up my stop loss to pretty much half position. Price action goes pretty crazy from here. You can see here I move it. So I've got half of my risk off the table, and now we just need that extra little push, which we get. Awesome trade.
Order canceled.
Let me just start off by saying that in general, I'm happy with the trades. I'm happy with the result. So we're up $114 today, but obviously could have been so much more. I included the gold traded that was in there, did not take it. That would have been a $350 winner, which would have been a I mean, a $460 day on the eval. I know a lot of people on our Discord or on my Discord took that gold trade and session 2. So my thoughts were, and I went into Discord and I went into our gold trading channel, and I said I was going to sit out this gold trade just because we had that news that was coming out at 8:45, and then we also had news coming out at 9 a.m. And I still kind of felt the sting from, I think it was last week, that we had that trade that absolutely just destroyed me with not only a max loss, but a ridiculous amount of stoppage. Luckily for that trade, I had the foresight to reduce my position size, which I could have done today, but I didn't. So let's take a look first at that gold trade. I know it's a little hard to see because it was a doji, but that trade is, inside bar is right there. Okay, so that was our activation candle. We did have a really big source candle, so it was a max trade. You would have had an order to go long at the top of the inside bar and an order to go short at the bottom of the inside bar. We obviously get activated into the long, and if I put my tool here, if we go down to the bottom of the source bar, it's 41 ticks. So anything 40 and above, I automatically reduce it down to 35. And this trade was actually in the red pretty much from the beginning. It started off in the red, and then news hit at 9 o'clock, and that thing just went straight up. I mean, it didn't even blink an eye, and I didn't take for profit, but I know a lot of people here obviously did. So that was a nice trade. That put gold in the positive for the month of March, up 24 ticks. So again, nice trade. Didn't take it. Kind of had maybe a little bit of scar tissue from last week. Probably should have just forgotten about it. But at the same time, if the trade would have gone the other way, I would have looked like, or at least I would have felt like $1 million. So it was a decision that I made trading. It was a decision that I made for my risk management. Didn't work out. I also am the king of missing winning trades. Sure as shit don't miss any of the losing trades, but definitely miss that. And I think that's a part of trading. I think everybody goes through that. We always talk about the ones that we miss. I mean, that's just kind of a part of trading. Let's take a look at oil. Oil first session 1, which I am not trading. This one was a loser today. We get activated into the long, and quickly, small trade, 18 ticks. You got knocked out in session 1. Now in session 2, which you just saw in the video, that was a really nice trade. Really like the setup here. We get activated to the long, 37 tick trade. So I mean, again, big size, and this thing just goes for a winner. I mean, if you trailed this thing, you probably would have gotten some really, really good points or some ticks out of it. So this was a very nice trade. Oil session 2 for March is up 42 ticks. So if you're trading just oil session 2 and gold, you're up about 66 ticks already in March. So the morning strategies have been doing great. Let me take a look at, or let me show you guys a Rob reversal, because there was some setups here this morning that I would like to explain. The first setup, this setup up here is pre-session. I believe it was pre-session. That was 8:30, but still closed below the 80 MA, so no trade. We obviously had a pretty strong sell-off on all of the indices this morning into the afternoon. So we get another setup here at 10 a.m. to go long. This closes below the ADMA, no trade. The next candle, we get an order to go, we get a setup to go short, which you would have had your entry right here. One tick below. Now it's not even, there we go. So that would have been your entry right here. Now, part of my rules on the 15-minute Rob reversal is kind of, let's just say it's threefold. One is, and this is rules on the activation part of the trade, which is obviously an extremely important part of the trade. We are going, the setup is for a short, okay? If the next candle bar either closes above the ADMA in the opposite direction of your setup, trade gets canceled. If the next bar turns, so obviously this is a down bar, okay? If the next bar, the activation bar, closes as an up bar, that also takes away that trade, okay? So it unvalidates this setup here. Now, for the strategy that I am trading, because obviously I'm not in front of the charts from 8:30 to 1:15, so I leave this NQ Rob reversal running. And the strategy is built in a way where if the next candle does not activate you, you're out of the trade, okay? And that's the way I've been trading it from the beginning. I got no problem with that. So that's why I'm saying there's kind of a threefold. And the opposite is true if it's a long setup, okay? So if it's a long setup, you're obviously your source bar here is going to be an up bar, and if the next bar is a down bar, it closes as a down bar and it does not activate you in the trade, trade's canceled. If it crosses below the ADMA, trade is canceled. In my case of the strategy that we're using on NinjaTrader, it would get canceled no matter what at the end of this next bar, okay? So here we get another setup to go short at 11:45. Now, this one unfortunately does not activate as well. Your entry would be right here. So for those of you that are trading this manually or not in a strategy, this does not close above the ADMA. Does not cross the ADMA, or I'm sorry, does not close above the ADMA. It is still a down bar. So on my true strategy, based on my conditions, this trade would have still been okay to take, okay? And it's still within your time conditions. I'm not sure even if this trade would have worked. Let me just take a look here. Right here, this thing, I think the lowest point would have been right here. Well, this thing's still going, so, well, that's 81 points. So yeah, this sucker would have worked right here. We then get another setup at 1:30. So the only issue with this guy and why this one didn't activate is because this is outside of my time. So the strategy shuts off at 1:15, and those are the conditions that I have set. Let me just see where this one would be at right now. 27 points. So still wouldn't have been a winner or a loser yet at this point. So did not take any trades on the Rob reversal today. I wanted to explain the setups. I know a lot of people are trading it. And then let's just take a look at the levels from this morning. Obviously, the market just took a pretty big dump here. So this thing was just going down. It would hit levels, stop at some levels right here, obviously, but there was just way too much downward pressure here today. I did try taking a stab in, and I just said, you know what? I think I'm up $24. It's nothing. Just took a small stab at a trade, but with news coming out, I didn't feel good about it. So I got out of that. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Again, same story with the NASDAQ. I honestly didn't even think that we would be talking about 18,044, like I said in the morning. Hit that level. My level underneath that one was at 17,868, which is where it's at right now. But this in the morning, literally my chart was like this. So it wasn't even a level that I was even thinking that the NASDAQ would go today. But it's there. It's been selling off pretty much all day today. So if you were playing the shorts, yeah, you did pretty well. And on the Dow, again, I think I took another small stab here, 24 bucks, the same deal. This you can see here, this is a level that I had at 39.0103. Got a good rejection out of that. It wasn't trading. I'm off of the chart. I'm sorry. We're up here. Sorry about that. This looks more like our chart from our price action from today. I mean, literally just straight down. So from the 38,979 number, we got a little range here, and then it's just been downward pressure since then. So again, if you were short in the market today, you did really, really well. The morning strategies did well today. They've been doing really well. Wish I would have got Rob reversal here, but that's the way the trading goes sometimes. You can't get them all. So to go back to where my opening statement was on my recap, I was happy with the result. I mean, we're obviously green for the day, but I was a little annoyed that I missed that gold trade. I missed it in cash and I missed it in my eval. So I don't know. It is what it is. Hey, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out here. If you do, please make sure to like the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you did today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for, if you're watching my strategies and you're curious on how to trade them, there's links in my description below that shows all the strategies that I trade. And I will see you guys here tomorrow. Happy trading, everyone. Take care.